So here you find us on the bathing platform of the F62. Now it's quite nice for us to be able to demonstrate a tender. This is the Williams jet tender you have on here. This can lift up to 450 kilos, so you can get a good sized tender on this unit. If this isn't here, or when it is here, it's used to sort of obviously launch the boat, and if it's not here, it's a great place to swim off. You lower that down, and if you dive in, you get back onto that bathing platform nice and easy. Two big staircases lead up to the aft deck. One side has the shower, hot and cold water there, and on the side here we've got the shore power connections. Nice seat, so when you are swimming, somewhere to sit and watch the action is just there, and behind that has a really long window to let lots of light into the crew cabin, which is below the aft seating area. As I said, come up, you've got seats either side. Your side is access to the crew cabin, and then my side you've got really good access straight onto the aft deck, up to the Flybridge if you're going that way, or access to the foredeck. This boat's fitted with the side access doors, which are a really good useful feature, particularly if you are, like today, on a hammerhead to gain access on off the boat. As I said, staircase up to the Flybridge, and then you've got the nice big seating area here, fairly stereotypical of what we do here at Princess, trying to make the most of the space while making sure access to the boat isn't an issue. Table unfolds out, so you've got plenty of room for eating, and then you also got the decent grab rails underneath that if you're standing up when you're running. Plenty of shade, plenty of protection from the weather above us. This boat is fitted with the allure packs. There's going to be more painted surfaces than on a standard boat, plus a little bit more teak. Over here on the starboard side we have the third station. So we have the variable speed thrusters as well as the throttle controls and the anchor. So that just gives you, if you're coming in med style or you're berthing on that side of the boat, gives you that extra bit of versatility. And then stepping into the boat. Aft galley. Big opening window section, so it really makes it inside outside entertaining and enjoyment. Bifolding triple glass doors with blinds integrated into them, so try and think of everything we can there. This boat's fitted with the V-groove walnut flooring, I think, which is a great addition. Really elongates that space, and then you've got a decent dinette on this side. Table has a leather inlay, so when it's in its smaller section, or you can fully unfold it, and then you've got a full-size dining room table, and you can have occasional stools here as well. There's a storage underneath this forward section of the settee for crockery. I'm going to pull out drawer underneath there. Now take one step down into the galley. That gives us the ability to put a full-height refrigerator in there underneath the Flybridge stairs. And then behind the bar unit, you have plenty of storage. Nice deep locker in here to get underneath that section of the bar. Some shallower ones in here, and then a fully fitted kitchen, or galley should I say. Cooktop, oven, dishwasher, sink, everything you need to make life on board as easy as possible. Big windows that light in, and then obviously more storage above should you need it. So step up, and then these two steps give us our headroom downstairs in the master cabin, and then you come into this really big open light saloon area. Really being emphasised on this boat due to that real light fabric that the client's chosen, which I think works beautifully. Big windows letting in that light, even on a day like today, it's beautiful in here. Starboard side, we've got a pop-up TV behind this twin-seater, and below these we also have pull-out drawers, so trying to make the most of every storage opportunity we have. Either side of the two-seater we have a wine fridge, should you want it. That's what this owner's chosen with their AV above. That can be just storage, and then we have a fridge unit over here, and then again another unit under here which can be, should you want it to be, an ice maker. They've gone on this one for your glass storage. Nice observation post here, so if guests want to enjoy the run when the boat's running and see where they're going, nice area to sit. Again, more storage underneath in a pull-out drawer, the drop window to let a bit of extra fresh air in, and then what I quite like is this glass section here, allowing the lower accommodation to be flooded with light from those big windows. Stepping up to the helm, twin helm seats, so you've got a navigator and the helmsman. Pop-out door, so that gives you great access either aft or of course forwards for either getting out there yourself to do the lines or giving your crew some instruction. And then a nicely laid out helm. The seat is fully adjustable and bolstered, so I can lift that up if I needed to. You've got the throttle controls. This boat is fitted with a seakeeper, so you have the seakeeper display, and then your fully integrated glass bridge. So you have two navigation screens, one is should you wish, and then the third screen is your engine instrumentation. But I have great view. I've got great view forward, Fantastic visibility aft. The 62 is a real flat running boat, so you don't have to worry about the boat running along with its nose in the air. This thing runs beautifully, and powered by these big MAN engines that Gareth will take you through is really, really wonderful. So yeah, welcome to the F62, and we're here in the master cabin. Same boat, different clothes, but we'll cover that later. Master cabin has a really good size, as you can see, full-size double bed. Underneath that is pull-out drawers that come out at the end, sort of going forward. Good push lockers either side for your nightstands, and then on the port side, you've got that nice large storage area. So you've got 3 banks of drawers. There's also underneath there you have a vanity unit, and at the end the large wardrobe. On my side here you have this quite a nice layout, which has got the floating table, twin seats, great for coffees in the morning, have it as a workstation should you want to, or indeed we can change this to a full-length settee or mirror the unit we have on that side if you wanted more storage. And before you've got a mirror image of the wardrobe, so twin full-height wardrobes on this boat, and then a good size TV at the foot of the bed. Behind this bulkhead we have the washer dryer. Now you can have that as separates or as a combi unit, and of course if you have the combi unit, the top locker becomes a shelved area for detergents, more storage of linen. And then forward of that we have another locker just before the door shuts, opposite the ensuite. That ensuite cabin, also ensuite bathroom, has a full walk-in shower, plenty of storage in the medicine cabinets, and of course WC. As I step out of this cabin here, there's another lock underneath the stairs, just for those other knickknacks and shoes, etc. So as you come up from the master cabin, you come into the lower lobby, bathed, as you can see, with lots of light from you've got the bridge windows above us, and that glass section that I referenced earlier really does flood this whole area with that light. This is your day head, so guests can come downstairs and use the head in here. It's also got a shower unit and of course sink and medicine cabinet. That is going to be accessed from the forward cabin as well as their ensuite. And then over to the starboard side. So this is the starboard cabin, a nice twin berth cabin with really good head height in here. Both these bunks can be ordered with the slide together mechanism, so you can make this into a double as well as being a twin berth with slide out drawers underneath both of them, and that is accessible even as a double or as a twin. Big strike of an open window there to let in that light, which is the inside feature of the knife window that you can see on the outside profile. Overhead locker up there for knickknacks, and then if you order the TV, that goes on the bulkhead, which is part of the wardrobe. This cabin features the ensuite, so slightly different to the F55, so you've got a really good size ensuite in there with a full walk-in shower stall. Moving forward, stepping into the forward VIP, you can see it really is a beautifully appointed cabin. Big central line double bed here, with nice storage areas on the side just for putting light drinks, that type of thing. Underneath here is 2 pull-out drawers to maximise the storage we have, as well as a full-size wardrobe, plenty of overhead locker storage on both sides, and then those big knife windows coming to their conclusion, letting in the light and giving you a nice view out over the sea. Vanity units are behind a good mirror over there, and then of course you have access to your ensuite through that door, and then a big size TV should you want it behind me. I think you agree the F62 has a class leading low accommodation layout and really is worth further investigation.
So here we are in the Flybridge 62 engine room, and I'm stood between the 2 V8 MAN 1200 horsepower diesel engines. They're set up on conventional gearbox shaft arrangement with 5-blade propellers. We do offer a slightly smaller engine on this boat as well, the Volvo D13 1000 horsepower engine. And with both options, this boat will deliver speeds up to 30 knots and in excess of that with the larger engines. Beneath me here, typical tread plates on the sole, which are easily removed to give access to all of your auxiliary sea strainer equipment. Behind me on the forward bulkhead, you've got your main engine seawater strainers, which are easily to hand above deck level, with the seacocks easily to hand also just below. Fire suppression system here on the forward bulkhead for this space. On each side of the fire suppression we've got duplex fuel filters, so you've got double fuel filtration for each engine. That delivers some great redundancy for the boat and makes servicing and maintenance a lot more easy when the boat's in service for guests. And outboard of that still, we've got the MAN electronic control system, one independent for each engine. And then far outboard of both engines, just below the air intakes to the engine room, you've got two diesel fuel tanks with crossover between. The fuel tanks accommodate up to 3,400 litres of diesel. That gives the boat a range in the realm of 700 nautical miles at that slower speed, around 10 knots. And as I said, the boat will deliver top speeds in excess of 30 knots. The water system on this boat accommodates up to 700 litres of fresh water in a tank just forward in the guest accommodation bilge. On the aft bulkhead, as you've seen on many of our other Princess models, is basically designated for all electronic distribution. So we've got a breaker board on the port side for the AC power, and then two panels on the starboard side for DC power. You get a bow thruster as standard with the option to add a stern thruster. You can also make them slightly more powerful with the upgraded proportional thrusters, which make this boat very manoeuvrable in tight quarters, and it's definitely an option worth considering if you're going to be spending a lot of time navigating tight marinas. On the aft bulkhead between the two panels, we've got the engine room access door, which is a substantial watertight door with a window in the top for viewing the engine room through if you don't want to enter down here when the boat is underway at speed. Makes checking the engine room, checking for any safety concerns quite easy. Aft of the engine room space, we've got a separate engineering lazarette, which is accessed through a deck hatch in the sole of the cockpit. And in that space, we accommodate quite a lot of extra stuff. We've got the Seakeeper 9 stabilizer gyro, which is an option and makes the boat a lot more stable when at anchor and at sea as well. And then you've also got the option to accommodate an air conditioning system with reverse cycle heating capability as well. The system on the Flybridge 62 is good for cooling the boat in ambient temperatures of 40 degrees or lower. The generator on this particular boat comes as an 11 kilowatt, which you can upgrade to a 19 kilowatt if you so wish, and are going for all of the extra options that require that extra power. Access to all the service items on the generator is really simple down in the lazarette space. There's lots of room around the generator set itself, with a substantial ladder down from the cockpit and the sea strainer lid right there to hand as you get to the base of the ladder. The LAZ also accommodates two battery banks for your engine starts and your auxiliary batteries for running all your domestic appliances on board. And it will also accommodate any hydraulic packs you might need for things like the optional passerelle on the Flybridge 62. Aft further still of the engineering LAZ, we offer a standard storage lazarette underneath the rest of the cockpit. So big space for any wet gear or any stores items that you want to keep on board the boat. And if you so wished, you can actually choose to have that kitted out as a 2-berth cabin with separate bathroom and, again, separate shower stall. Makes a great crew cabin for the boat for any occasional crew, or even a 4th cabin for occasional guests that may want to stay down there as well. The cabin's kitted out with all the amenities you'd have in another cabin, and is finished in the same timber as the boat's timber throughout the guest accommodation.
So here you find us on the Flybridge of the F62, and one of my favourite spots. Back here you've got this beautiful view out the back, nice amount of shade from the optional electric sun awning coming out the back there, and then a really nice sun pad. Quite a nifty feature here. This backrest actually slides further back to give you a full amount of space to lie down there, or if you're sitting down having a meal, you can slide it back to the current position. Neat little idea. So yeah, lovely area aft. You've got a staircase obviously up from the aft deck, leading you straight into the wet bar. As always, you've got your barbecue grill, Kenyan, and a sink in here, storage underneath, and then the all-important drop-in locker for cool bits with its cool plate in there. Moving over to this side, we have a really quite a large seating area, so that curves all the way around. As you can see, you've got a fold-out diner and table. Of course, when that's closed, it's easy to get in and out, but also you've got somewhere to grab onto if you're at Seaway and want to stand back here and enjoy the view. There's one step up that gives us a bit more headroom down in the saloon downstairs into quite a feature, which is this round seating area. Now, this boat's been fitted with the optional up-down table, so this can then, when it's lowered down, turn into a real nice sun pad up there. And then the pop-up lanterns either side just to add a bit more ambient light in the evening. This boat is fitted, as you can see above me, with the hard top. Now this can have an opening section should you want to, or as you can see here, a solid section. As standard, it will come with a bimney, and now that can be a manual bimney or electro-hydraulic one. Helm position, as with all Princesses, is nicely laid out. fully adjustable seat and steering wheel, and your throttles are right on hand, as long with your variable speed thrusters for bow and stern and all your other instrumentation. And you've got a nice integrated glass bridge. There's a Garmin system on this boat, and then your engine instrumentation is up here in a separate third screen. But you have got great visibility around here and plenty of protection from that nice high screen. Bringing the boat in, I'm easy access to the side of the boat, so I can see all the way from the bow to the stern, as well as having good visibility aft right down to the bathing platform. 62 is in a very competitive market, that mid-60s range, sitting just above the F55 and just below the F70. And I think you'll notice from the tour, she holds her ground and has been a really tremendous success for us, and hopefully you can see why.